Hi, I just noticed the Adam Schiff for Senate sign behind you just now, as we're starting. Excellent.
We went to the launch. It was fantastic. Did you enjoy the Alpha Liberal parade yesterday in Congress? I thought it was amazing.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Well, the funniest thing about all of that is the clip that you played of Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about the fentanyl crossing the border. I'm not sure if that's the same Alpha Liberal march that you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It happened in Congress, and there were certainly some alphas in that room. But yeah, that was hysterical to me, only because I've been following that saga for that ridiculous
is serious about this
since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I quoted you as saying that you've been talking about this forever. How is seizing a ton of fentanyl at the border supposed to be bad for Biden? I don't get it.
The only thing I can conclude by that talking point is they're trying to relate the idea that a lot of fentanyl is coming over the border, and they're only catching part of it. Even though, and because it's a record amount of fentanyl, that means the amount that's getting passed must be huge. But they never say that. They never once have ever said that.
Right.
So consequently, yeah, it's this ridiculous standalone talking point. Like, oh my God, Joe Biden is a failure at the border, but yet record amounts of fentanyl are. At some point, do they hear that and go, you know, these things don't match up. One of these things is not like the other. And maybe we should adjust our talking points on this.
That was great when Eric Swalwell just said, I want to say, attaboy. Give the Border Patrol an attaboy. You know,
which is generally the reaction on Twitter every time something like that gets tweeted out. Everyone's like, oh my God, well, that's incredible. Good job, Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas. Wow, I can't believe they want to impeach him. What's going on?
Yeah, right.
He's setting records better than Donald Trump's record. Yeah.
As I've told you before, I could listen to you talk about Jim Jordan's necrotic head.
So sad. He's having all the blood drained out and replaced with sand.
You retweeted him. He said, DC elites like Fauci, Biden, Buttigieg think they're better than us, but not President Trump. That's exactly why so many people love him. And you said Trump believes he's better than every human who ever existed. I mean, please.
That's right, yeah. And I found a video clip. Someone did a super edit of all the times Donald Trump said, nobody's better at the border, nobody's better at the nuclear than Donald Trump. I'm the greatest president, even greater than the late, great George Washington.
Yeah.
Which I always find hysterical whenever he has to qualify George Washington by saying the late, great George Washington.
Yes. Oh, is he
as
dead?
Though we may forget that he's dead. I'm just waiting for the time he says the late, great Jesus Christ. You know, Jesus Christ, he was the late,
dead?
Great Jesus Christ. Like, we're all going to forget that Jesus is dead.
Right. Right. Or is he? Right. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, she literally said, we demand safe spaces. We deserve it. Isn't that exactly what they said about
fact-free spaces?
Liberal
is what they demand.
Right, liberal snowflakes.
Yep.
She said, she reiterated her demand for separation from woke liberals by calling for safe spaces for conservatives. She said, we're fed up with Democrat policies. We're fed up with woke ideology being shoved down our throat. We're tired of our children being brainwashed into these same ideas. We want our own safe space and we deserve it. She talks about some woman, harassed her at dinner, some woman and her son. David Hogg, thank you, was the first one to tweet. Where is he? He said, I hate when that happens. I was attacked and screamed at in 2018 by an insane woman named Marjorie Taylor Greene. She had no respect for the privacy of me as an 18-year-old school shooting survivor or my staff. She was self-righteous, insane, and completely out of control. Well, she talks, her somebody at dinner just upset her, and she needs. I mean, the double standards. Yeah.
Well, and that's a situation. That's one of those things that I tend to anger our own side with that, because I don't think we should be going up and confronting people personally like that in restaurants and so on. I think
I'm not saying I would have done it,
ways.
But she did it. First of all, she called for Nancy Pelosi to be executed. She screamed at the president during the State of the Union. She harassed an 18-year-old school shooting survivor.
I was going to say, the thing about that story from the restaurant, too, that's weird is she didn't say the name of the restaurant. She didn't say where she was at. There's no facts to back this thing up. And then she goes on and says, they turned into demons right in front of me.
Right.
Give me a break.
Oh, did she go there? See, now that's becoming a thing. I've been noticing that a lot, going into the
religious
of mythology. Yes, like Charlie Kirk was blaming witches for the fact that he had a cold.
I
think what Michael Knowles was talking about, how transitioning is a satanic occult ritual. I mean, this is starting to become a serious problem. And I was tweeting before about how it's just a matter of time before they start attacking hobbits and minotaurs.
Yeah.
They're just really, they're upset about the monsters from mythology.
Can you prove that's not a problem, Bob? Can you prove we don't have a minotaur
that's
problem?
True. I'm just a sheeple. That's all.
Yeah, this is what she claims. She was accosted by an insane woman and her adult son at a restaurant. She claimed to be the victim of political intolerance on the left. She said the woman's son screamed at her. She lamented the lack of civility between those with differing views. She's the one that, remember, got kicked out of her committees first time because she suggested Nancy Pelosi be executed. Okay, that's not important now. She said people used to respect others even if they had different views, but not anymore. Our country is gone. Oh my God. Irony is dead and buried with Jim Jordan's necrotic head.
See, that guy, man. It's like he's halfway between human and Borg. He's at that stage
I get
where
that
they're starting to drain it. Yeah, they're starting to add the Borg implants and so on. But with Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about safe spaces, I think what that is a veiled reference to her national divorce talking point, her secession thing. Like, we want to separate from the United States, and then maybe we can put up a wall so no one's going to bug me at dinner. Yeah. I think that's her entire goal. Keep people away from me at dinner. That's an important thing. Don't interfere. So let's secede. That'll be a good solution.
Or Sec D. But you were saying, like, I mean, members of Congress are actual just walking trolls. And so it makes sense that they're just getting more and more extreme on the right. I don't even know who this guy is, Daily Wire host. You have to ban transgenderism entirely. And you just said this extremist crank is somehow ranked number 23 in Apple Podcast News and Politics. I mean,
he's calling for genocide.
Yes, I mean,
astonishing. I don't know how they end up doing it. I guess it's one of those terrifying things to notice that, oh my God, there must be a real appetite for this kind of nonsense, because this guy, Michael Knowles, has been not only pushing for banning transgenderism, and in fact, he supports the Kansas law about defining the words man and woman. And then also he was talking about how IVF should be banned across the board. Yeah, he was concerned about souls on ice, which I said on my show yesterday. It's the absolute worst ice capades.
Oh, absolutely.
If you go to the ice capades and it's souls on ice, don't pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
See if you can watch it on YouTube.
Unless it's the Disney movie Soul on Ice. Then I'm in. If it's the Pixar movie Soul on Ice, I'm there.
Dear God.
Right.
All right. The only place to go for entertainment is the Bob Cesca Show. Everyone knows that on sexyliberal.com. Love you, Bob.
I'm Chef Shanti, and today I'm going to show you my version of mozzarella stuffed arancini.